welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 422. Week in review, Radix DLT and SBF trial. We have just a few things to cover up for tonight's quick bite as we get ready for a good Sunday review. We're going to be joining the weekend review with Clout Cox and Honey Deals and and the Zen community tomorrow, and so you'll be able to find us there. At the same time, you should be able to find us in Station 3 in New York tomorrow, as we will be working from there remotely, as we are coming to you live from somewhere nowhere today in New York, as we get ready for New York Tech Week and Week 3 of the SBF trial. Sam Bankman-Fried, as so far we have seen Wang and Ellison take the stands, followed by Drapey, and then the week ended with the CEO of BlockFi, Zach Prince, taking the stand. As we saw a little bit of everything from Ellison, as Caroline was talking about how SBF and sort of gave her the directions on how to manipulate the team, is the fact that she tried to play was that she was always doing everything under his control and under his purview and permission. A little bit of that, in my opinion, was dampened based on Ellison's testimony and how quickly and the bites that she was able to give about a lot of it. Some of the big revealing aspects that came out during the trial this week were from Ellison, mainly around like Huobi and OKX. Why did they put a billion, freeze on their accounts for over $1 billion? And at the time, some of that stuff has been reported as because they felt that there was worries about the trading account being done by someone else outside, and so they had locked it down. But it was locked down for over a year with multiple attempts through a long line of failed attempts, which classically now Ellison was very adamant to point out involved Thai prostitutes, of getting them to make sub accounts to try to do bad trades with, in the attempt to move their funds before their funds were fully locked down on OKX and Huobi. Followed that with between $100 and $150 million. Now, the reason why I'm saying this discrepancy, because $50 million is a very large discrepancy, is because Ellison testified for that $100 million was paid in bribes repeatedly. She used that number, but then in her personal work notes and to-do list for the bulletins and bullet points, it was marked down as $150 million for the thing. And that's what, she then referred to as the thing, was the bribery that was paid, that they got in contact with Chinese officials through Chinese employees of FTX and Alameda. And so we saw there was dissension in the ranks between Handy's, who was highly adamant that it should not be done, going off multiple times and hijacking, reported to be hijacking several meetings and conversations so that, it could not be talked about, even to the point that this was one of the first times that people saw a crack in Sam's mild-mannered composure by yelling, "Shut the fuck up," at her. And this was one of the very first explosions that everyone sort of saw and got, a side of that they were not prepared for. Followed this was by David Ma helping instigate the payments to these Chinese officials, waiting to try to get my hand on these wallet addresses that were used, so we can showcase, the trail of those funds being paid for government officials. What we can also talk about was that it happened in November of 2021. So sleuths out there. If you go on chain and you start to find, $100 to $150 million being moved in one go, who knows what that was? I mean, it wasn't for just that thing, was it? But that was some of the things that we came out about. The other pieces that came on was from Drapey was on the final Alameda all hands meeting on Wednesday, November 9th. There was an employee named Rick Best, and Best was not at his best. It was his third day on the job, and day one was welcome to the team. Day two was we're fucked. We're getting bought by Binance. And day three is we've been using all the customer funds to pay our loans. Now, like any good employee at his very first team meeting, and I'm assuming because I have done this at team meetings, first team meeting, I want to make a good impression. I want to remember everything that was said. I'm going to start recording everything. No, that is not usually the first thing I do. Maybe, sometimes, probably not. But Best did record the entire meeting and got to, from both the transcripts and the full breakdown of the audio, listening to the audio clips was sort of revealing on Ellison's composure and how she sort of broke things down very half-heartedly, like, I don't know, you're wet because it's raining outside, and so that's why we did it. Intermittent with, bouts of laughter and hee-hees, more probably out of nervousness. She did, some of the text messages that came through were of her private chats with SBF. And I do a separation between SBF and using the name Sam, because there is also another defendant or possible defendant. It is not known yet whether or not he will be called, but Sam Tribuco. And he was one of the co-founder pieces also he was the co-CEO with Caroline Ellison of Alameda Research. And so right now, my understanding is he is not going to be called by either the prosecution or the defense, meaning someone cut an amazing deal. From that, we also see that, during this recording of the final Alameda All Hands on Deck, one of the clips that was really pushed out was of Christian Drapey talking to Caroline, saying, this wasn't like just a YOLO thing, was it? Right? And that is going to be my new quote for a while. This wasn't just a YOLO thing whenever someone makes a bad decision. But that having to have the court have explained to it what YOLO is and what FUD is, quite interesting. There was another break in the monotony of everything after Ellison finished her testimony and after Drapey, before Zach Prince, the CEO of BlockFi, took the stand. The defense and prosecution sort of were fighting a little bit over some of the motions that they have over. And one of the interesting facts is that, oh my gosh, the terminology escapes me at the moment. Course of venue is still up for debate. The defense is still at wanting a venue change, requesting a venue change for, the Bahamas over New York for sentencing and trial. So that change of venue is still being pursued by the defense. Go them. They just want to get out of the jury weather here in New York, I guess. But it has been an honor to be in the courtroom, these last couple days, this last week and a half. Oddly enough, I have started talking with SBF's dad and their dad's family attorney a little bit, making small comments, commentary with them about nothing about the trial, but just conversation. And it's been interesting with seeing what some of the emails that came out from Sam's father and from Sam's mother. They've both been present during the hearing, uh, and as well as numerous other attorneys. So the fact that I'm able to make it into the courtroom, you know, is, I don't know, it's a pretty big deal. It's pretty cool. Honored to be there and do my best to sort of take notes and record what I feel and see my opinion. There was a moment where I just wanted to pass a note up to the prosecution, or to both the prosecution and to the defense, when they were cross-examining or examining witnesses and asking questions in terminology that allowed the individual to escape that questioning because they weren't asking the question the right way, because they were not necessarily using terminology from Web3. And I'm like, you just need like a resident degen, and the judge tried to take one terminology piece of one person's company structure and explain it, and everyone was just like, oh yeah, okay. No, it was not. It was not right in the slightest. And so I just don't really understand that sometimes. No one picked that apart. Isn't my place to do so. We will find out. Yeah. So there was that piece. Next up, we have I know that there is coming up next on the stand, there is one FTX customer, followed by an FBI agent, and then the next star is Rashad, that helped oversee the accounting and firm books for a while, as well as with games of actions for the investment side of things. So seeing where, and as Gary Wang, half-heartedly remarked, I don't know what the loan I was signing for was for, as he, multiple times signed 50 to $100 million checks, or taking out loans in his name to be invested in, as he said, he did not know. So we'll get to learn a little bit more where those checks went, and that will be an interesting piece. Right now, the prosecution is aiming to finish its case around the 26th for the defense to take over. So they said Friday that they are still aligned to do that. And that is because next week, or this week coming up, is only a 4-day court week. And then the court week after that is only a 2-day court week. And then it will be switching over to the defense. So that is the big piece there. That is the SBF trial in a nutshell. I do want people to understand that there is a lot of misinformation going on around comments and things being said. I am there in the room, and I might be 100% biased towards Solana and really like it, but if ever anything shady came up out of it, I would let you know. One of the biggest things that we saw was how much of a stakeholding FTX and Alameda had in Solana. That was brought to light again today with the FTX liquidation estate, which has 9.5 million SOL, that unlocked the other 100 million or something like that, I think, is locked for the next 2 to 4 years. But they had 9.1 million SOL that were unlocked and liquid, but today they locked like 5.5 million worth of SOL. So that was in an attempt to appease the markets and showcase that it is still stable and isn't going to be dropping anytime soon, or at least for those reasons. And that gives them enough leverage with staking that they will enjoy those rewards passively as well. And so that is the week in review with the SBF trial. Last up, we're going to be having on this week, hopefully, some members from the Radix team, probably from Aussie Swap, then possibly Caviar 9. As we talk about Radix has now launched its mainnet Babylon, and it is now live. We actually were out there making a token today, seeing how easy that process is, and really doing sort of the swap features within Aussie Swap and Caviar 9, making multiple liquidity pools. I felt like a great guy today because that coin I made, Player One Taco, aka Taco Token, skyrocketed up to a $13 million market cap, and I was super happy. And then the same person that bought all of that, someone else bought, and then that person sold it all everything they had just bought. So it was very interesting to watch, as I'd made a token just to put out there and hand out to people for community participation things. So that has been a great week. I did want to do a quick shout out to everyone on YouTube for joining us. Thank you so much to those on LinkedIn and those as well as on Unlonely app. And then huge shout out to Twitter and everyone on Twitter that has been following us and following along. Shout out to everyone all the way around. As we get ready for the rest of this week, we will talk more about Radix and Aussie Swap and how to onboard into the new wallet, because the old wallets do not work anymore and you do have to upgrade them. And there's a new combination piece between desktop and mobile that needs to come into play. So really interesting moves there. One of the also big pieces that we've seen now is with the push of CCIP, Moonbeam is becoming a central hub for interchain messaging. So please keep your eye on Moonbeam and what is coming up there. There's going to be some big things happening. There's already some great talk coming out from like Derek and the rest of the team. So be on the lookout for that and keep your eyes open. And then just for the heck of it, Burn It DAO. There might be some interesting stuff there. It is a 100% Degen play. You got to be on it. So let's see how well you're on it, and we hope that you have a great day. And as always, we want to end with our two favorite things, our words of wisdom and the best, worst knock-knock joke on the face of the planet. And so, as always, our words of wisdom are: closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows you're looking for opportunity can never come a knocking. And if opportunity does come a knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. And with that, we want to give a huge shout out and love to Liam, and then as well as to all of the other reporters that I've got to get to know, either already know or really get to know this past week. It has been amazing working with you all, and I'm honored to be among you. And I hope that you all have a great week and have a great weekend. And with that, we end with the greatest, worst knock-knock joke on the face of the planet. And as always, it is the same. I hope you are ready for it, because I am. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Maybe a different bat, same bat channel, different bat time, but knock, knock. Who's there?